morning in Leeds City bus station and... oh boy, I have a very weird story to tell you today. It's weird enough that I don't expect you to believe me. I have references. Yeah, I did an actual journalism for this episode. But in any case, welcome to the Every Bus vlog. We're catching the number 200 Arriva bus from Leeds City bus station today. It runs every half an hour, and it serves the White Rose, Morley, Birstall, Cleckheaton and Heckmondwike. The trip between Leeds and the White Rose is quite lengthy, taking upwards of 25 minutes, roughly a third of the end-to-end duration of the route. That's not because the bus is especially slow. It's because Leeds city centre is congested and difficult to drive around. But once we're past the White Rose, our next major stop is Morley. This part of the route is really familiar to me. I used to live on this route. The 200 and 201, which we're coming to later, take slightly different routes, each serving different parts of eastern Morley. Our 200 serves Magpie Lane and the northern part of the Glen, while the 201 serves Albert Road and almost but not quite the railway station. The two routes meet again in Morley town centre, then they diverge again and they won't meet up until the terminus. The 200 heads west, serving Birstall, which has a little cluster of bus stops. There's a whole bunch of local shops and services along here, including the first quick saver I've seen in quite some time. But the bus doesn't wait around for long. We're carrying on. We're actually heading away from our final destination now. This bit of the route is very green and pleasant, heading down towards what I'm told is called the Spen Valley. Where we're going next is Cleckheaton, and we're going to hop off there and go for a meander, because there's something I want to talk about. About 10 minutes later, we arrive. We turn left at King Edward VII Memorial Park and pull into the bus station. It's a relatively new bus station. 6 stands, not the biggest, but easily as big as it needs to be. There's a pharmacy and a little cafe around the back, and the rather nice aforementioned park. There's a Tesco a short walk from here, there's a whole bunch of shops and local services, but we're not here for any of that. We're here for this. This is Station Approach, and this unassuming tunnel hides a secret. This wall looks out of place because it was a staircase that went up to what's above here. If we walk around via the Tesco car park, we get up to where that staircase would have led, a rather lovely footpath. This footpath wasn't always a footpath. It used to be a railway track, and where we're standing right now used to be a railway station, Cleckheaton Central Railway Station. A railway station that was stolen. I'm being precise with my language here. I don't mean things were being taken from the station. I don't mean a great train robbery happened here. I mean the station itself was stolen. 24 tons of metal, including the railway line itself, tons of stone, timber too. You see, what happened was the station had been closed, so British Rail hired labourers to demolish the station, take up the track and sell off the materials. A few weeks later the labourers came, but the station was gone. Based on this report from the Times, the person who did it was actually a victim himself, and the first he knew it was fishy was when he was whisked away to Crown Court. The whole debacle led to a headline right at the top of the home news section of the Times: "Man denies theft of railway station." Anyway, back to the bus station, which is thankfully still very much there. Hasn't been stolen since we've been away. Heckmondwike is southeast of Cleckheaton, so we're heading west. We almost but not quite reach the M62 at a little place called Hartsend Moor, before turning back east for the slog to Heckmondwike. Here, the 200 becomes the 201, the two routes forming a circular service, and the driver offered to let me stay on, but I decided to go for a wander. If we'd followed the old railway line, we could have got here on foot. It's only a couple of miles and it is a footpath all the way. But as it is, the bus pulled in next to this park full of greenery, and it was a nice enough day, so I thought, I'll have a look around. Heckmondwike town centre is frustratingly spread out, which makes it difficult to film in a vlog format like this. So I decided I'd settle for popping around the corner to Lidl to get some provisions for the journey home. There's also a Morrison's nearby, and a pound stretcher, the first one of those I've seen in a while too. Provisions procured, back to the bus. The 201 to Leeds is much more direct. and we've been to all the places along this route before, just not using these specific roads. Our first major destination is Batley Bus Station, which is just under a quarter of an hour away by bus. We did cover Batley on our trip to Huddersfield, and not much has changed, so let's move on. Next, we head to Morley. We've been here a few times, and again we get there via pretty much the most direct route we could take. We wiggle around Morley's one-way system serving the town hall, and it takes us about as long to navigate Morley town centre as it does to drive there in the first place. From Morley, we make our last little detour to almost but not quite serve the station, and we're back on the 200s route. We head down to the White Rose, and from there we're on well-trodden ground. We head up Dewsbury Road and into the city centre. The only major difference between these routes and the other White Rose routes we've been on before is that these ones serve the bus station. And with that, we've reached the bus station again, and our last stop for today. Remember to check out the Patreon where you can watch these episodes free and ad-free, and whatever else, please remember, you wouldn't download a railway station.